Okay, I'm back, and let's see. So Bitcoin on the day, I got bounced out last time that I streamed. Anyways, on Bitcoin, I placed this paper trade here. I don't actually have this trade in; it's a paper trade. Um, and that was as soon as the two started trading above the one. So, why is that important? It's important because shortly after that, I went back into cake. So, I didn't get into cake before my last sell, which I think was about 8:30. I got in at about 8:48. Yeah. Um, so I'm back on the cake. So that was 3 days ago. That was somewhere right in here. This is actually a Fibonacci retrace. I don't know how much longer I'll be in cake right now. Um, but let's go back to Bitcoin on the day. I'm gonna leave that paper trade there. And let's see. It's been a while. Let's take a look at the month, see what's going on. Doesn't look good. Doesn't look great. We still have a lot of room to come down. Lots of room to come down. All right, so we won't look at the week. We'll be more, or the month. We'll be more optimistic. Take a look at the week, and we are bouncing here. So we have this resistance here at let's call it 43K for now. Um, that we've got to go past 43K, or else we really need to be thinking about the fact that we're going down. And even if we make it past 43K, our next number then becomes this 46, 47K, right? And then after that, we're looking at the 51K, hopefully. And those are the numbers that we need to start beating. Now, we have not come down to our really wicked level of support. So let's go ahead, not saying this is going to come into play anymore, but it might. And we can see that we've actually touched this bar of support once, and we're headed back up. But this looks like it's not a rejection at the 50 on the day, but it looks like we're looking at possibly going sideways before we make another serious run at 42K on BTC. So, all right. So basically, BTC on the day, how long is our RSI going to stay above the 50, right? That's the question. Are we going to get sideways or not? I'm thinking that it's going to be sideways, to be honest with you. That's what I'm hoping on. That's what I'm going with. For now, we'll jump into the 4 hour real quick. And here we can see that so far that paper trade is holding. There's actually not enough for me to, well, this is not what I would set a stop limit at, right? So I would go to this previous resistance, 3.5% stop limit, and then pull this down to 1.5 for my target, and that would be 43. I don't know if it's going to hit this target. So on the 4 hour, we're looking better for flipping. Um, and that's good. So we could go sideways while our RSI is low, and then we could push above 42K on BTC. But on the 4 hour, tomorrow's Friday, today's Friday, depending on how you look at it. Yeah, I'm hoping for a sideways weekend. I'm really hoping for a sideways weekend. I would hate to have to sell what I have right now. I would like to start going in a little heavier. So I'm about 35% in right now. And yeah, yeah, I'm about 35% in right now. And it's all in cake. So let's take a look at ETH and see what's going on there. We'll take a quick look at the week. Week looks like it's possible that it found support at 3K. Possible. Look at the day. Do 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 do. And the day is still telling me sideways, just like BTC. So do 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 do. All right. So I would want ETH to break that, let's say, $3,150 before I would think about jumping in. And then BTC is probably much closer to the same thing. 427, 430, 449. I just see it going sideways, and if it's going to go sideways, then there's a 50-50 chance in the future it's going to go down, guys. So we'll have to see. Cake, yep, cake was a good one. Cake wasn't too bad, so I got in at about. I need to start marking these things, but I think I got in about 848, 846. Let's say 848. Yeah, that looks about right. 848 3 days ago. Fuck it, put it there. So right now, I am looking at 10%, which I'm not going to laugh at. So right now, what I'm thinking of is setting my stop loss. Make sure that I, oops, that's not what I wanted to grab. Right? So I don't lose any money. That'd be the idea. We got about 10% now. Let's take this. All right. So $8.94 is where I'm going to set my stop loss. Make sure I don't lose anything on this trade. And of course, I'm hoping that it's going to wiggle sideways and never hit that stop loss, and then break, break $10, right? Now is not the time to be getting into trades. Well, especially cake on the day. We've got a 2 here, back here, which would have been a good one to take. And I was watching that one. But BTC wasn't quite lining up back then. So that's the reason why I didn't take it back then. But once BTC looked good and this looked like it still had more movement, yeah, that's, hopefully you guys are seeing what I'm doing and able to apply this to your own trading, and you're not trying to follow me, right? Because right here, our TD sequential on the 4 hour is telling us that we should be considering getting out right now. So let's let's go ahead and let's test something here for the fun of it, right? We're going to put a line right here where we noticed it. And we're going to make this line orange. And we're also going to make it, let's say 2 pixels and dashed. All right. So now, how far up and down above this line are we going to go? Our TD sequential is telling us right now to be careful and expect some lows. Now, what that means, I'm not quite sure. Let's go to our fib tool and we'll do a couple things. We'll start at the 1. Oops, wrong fib tool. We'll start at the 1. So right there, our 5.8 would be a retrace right there. So if it actually fell that low, I might get kicked out and it might not go any lower. If I sell right now, which is why I'm putting this orange line here, if I were to sell right now and then it just tapped the 0.5 and go up, that will be great. And should I sell right now? Maybe I should. But if it taps that 0.5 and then goes up, that is the strongest sign I've seen in the last week that we may have a chance of going up. And if that happens, then I go back to being 50-50. You see, right now I'm not believing it, right? I want to make a little, I want to make 5, I want to make 8%. At least a week per trade, like at least have some money in the game where I'm earning 5%, right? Maybe if I'm lucky. It's hard to explain, but yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. And so far, I can't complain with 10%. That is great money for me for 3 days, and I'm very happy. Not worried about that at all. So let's get rid of that. That's about it. I'm looking at what the low performers are, and I'm looking for things that look like dips. And right, I'm looking for where things are on the resistance ladder here on the TEMAs. I'm looking at where the RSIs are on the day, and I'm looking for stuff now to go up. If things go down, then I'll completely forget it. But I won't be getting Dogecoin. But for instance, Aave right here, that may be good. Band was one that I was looking at that I didn't jump into, mainly because of this resistance right here that I was worried about. And I figured, the worst thing you can do is just dump 100% of your trading portfolio into stuff when you're not sure where the overall market trend is. If you're not sure it's going up 100%, you don't dump your whole trading account in. You just put a little bit in, or you put as much in that you're comfortable to lose 3 or 4% on. In case things do go seriously south. This also means that you've got less things to worry about to sell. Like back in the height of things, it took me, when I sold off up here, it took me weeks before I figured out how much shit was laying around in different wallets and different accounts. So now that shit is hodled, I guess. But that's what happens is it depends on how you're trading, right? So let's say I start with $200 at the beginning of a bull run, and I manage to double that to $400, which is what my exit profit would be, right? $200. I can then wait for the bear market to complete. I can then take that $200 and I can buy Bitcoin. I can put that into cold storage. I can then take that 400 or that $200 that's left over, and I can start the process over again to make $400. That's a very easy simplification of what I'm doing. I'm buying and selling as things are going up and down. If Bitcoin goes down to 27,000, I will still be buying and selling like this for the. And I've said that I don't think the bottom was really coming in for 5, 6 months, maybe 7. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. I have no idea. Anybody who says they know when the bottom's coming in or what the bottom is probably a goddamn oracle, and every word they say should be listened to. But I'm not that guy. Um, but right now, things aren't looking too bad. Things are looking like they could go sideways for a very long time. That's just what I'm kind of thinking here, right? If I were to kind of show that out to give you an idea, right? That's a pretty big channel. That's a big channel, that's a big sideways that could go for a very long time. So we'll have to see, right? We've already proven that we've got this huge amount of support down here, crazy amount of support down here. So, and actually, why does that look? It always looks sideways. Why can't I ever get my lines right without entering in the price value? Oh well, it's serving its purpose, sort of, I guess. Um, But that's where we are right now. Our weekly RSI is looking down, but we could still be going sideways. It just really all depends because our monthly has been down for 2 months. So 3 months. So we'll have to see. But like I said, let's hope Monday. Let's hope that my cake makes it through Monday, right? It's auto compounding right now. I think I can pull it out tomorrow, and then we'll see. And then, like I said, I'm going to be looking at more coins. I'm going to be looking at what's been down recently, not what the highest percentage is, right? So if we look at the highest percentages, if I can figure out how to use this, we got Theta here. Theta's had a pretty good jump today. It could have a couple more days. It may be out of steam right now. Have patience. 1 inch right now is still sort of in that buy territory, but its RSI is also running out. If we look at the 4 hour, right? So it's trying to beat its 200 EMA right here. So it'd be worth it to wait and see if it beats that, and then wait for some form of a retrace. And then you're in the game, right? Unless you're really good at catching the bottom, or you're going to be placing trades all the time with your stop limits set, hoping for a bottom. You don't want to lose 3% every 10% that the market goes down. And I would rather lose 5 or 10% now, that much now, waiting to be sure what the trend is before I go all in with my trading account. So, all right, that's it. Talked for a lot. Hope you guys have a great day tomorrow. Tomorrow's trash day. I hope I wake up in time for it. Yeah. Have a great day. Have a great weekend.